Azalea Starshore tasted her first Gulf wind on 9 September 1999 inside a lime-colored bungalow raised on cypress pilings above the sunlit flats of Matagorda Bay. Outside, a spoonbill skimmed tidal glass, while her mother, a traveling neo-soul accordionist who hides pressed jasmine petals in her bellows case, eased a honey loop that set chipped enamel mugs clinking in their hooks. Her father, a channel light electrician who doodled cloud herons on shrimp invoices, leaned so close their freckles overlapped and swore that pier talk, locker room whispers, and shop racks ending at 14 would always scoot for any child strong enough to stretch into her whole horizon. Curves drift through every Starshore branch like warm loop current slipping beneath clear river outflow. So nobody blinked when baby Azalea tore a second cotton wrap long before the kettle steamed. Granny Garnett simply threaded boat twine through the rips, patched them with carnival kite triangles, and laughed that 3 pennies of fabric cost less than cutting a sunrise short. Grade school smelled of cedar dust, lemon chess pie drifting from the kitchen pass-through, and brackish breeze sneaking past crooked louvers. Azalea already rose half a head above her classmates, blotting the projector beam each time she mapped Kempt Ridley turtle corridors on a pull-down atlas. One lunchtime, 2 kids hop, skip, circled, singing tugboat whenever her rubber boots landed on chalk line. At dusk, she combed the rack, scooped soda caps, polished satin by surf, strung them onto fishing leader, stitched a rattling band right down the back of her teal hoodie, then strolled into morning homeroom, scattering prism freckles across faded ceiling tiles. A substitute aide caught 9 shaky seconds on a prepaid phone, posted the sparkle to a newborn video nook, and by the second bell, 15,000 strangers applauded the kid who turned teasing into lighthouse flair. Azalea wrote one plumb line besides subtraction drills. Clouds crowd only until you flash them bright. Weekends belonged to the shrimp dock, where her mother's accordion riffs tangled with diesel grumbles from trawlers, skillet pops from hush puppy stands, and gulls haggling for mullet tails. Ready-made jeans stalled near her thighs, so Azalea swapped tip jar quarters for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-waist culottes, sprayed them with squid ink, ribbonfish silhouettes, then posed at tangerine sunset against rust-striped pilings while her cousin snapped grainy frames. Each photo sailed into an online diary named Lantern Skim. The week a brand new image app crept across patchy marsh service. Captions flipped between dock slang and simple truths like curves anchor wind steadier than seawalls. 2 months ahead of 16 candles, 52,000 unseen hearts tapped little hearts below. Her mango lit posts, proof, glowing rectangles, hush cafeteria razors, faster than any coach whistle. A March restoration bursary carried her north to Louisiana State. Daylight dissolved inside Waves Tank Labs. Nights belonged to a 24-hour beignet truck, glowing neon guava beneath moss-draped oaks. The heat lamp doubled as ring light. Between orders, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into C-Rose barrettes while decoding dark rotation and half lecture. Zip and half shoreline. One upload mixed dolphin chirps with lo-fi shuffle while she chain-stitched reflective anchor braids into thrift denim. 47 hours later, counters skipped past 1.3 million. Golf-style blogs crowned her the beignet tailor, though every sponsor deck froze at size 16. She saved each proposal to a folder called Shrinking Nets, brushed sugar dust from her cuff, and served the next driver with sunrise bright eyes. Hurricane Exercise Week delivered an email stamped with the Columbia Sportswear Compass. The team invited her to co-design a spray shell capsule they titled Salt Bloom. Azalea answered with 3 piercer terms, patterns through 60-inch hips, half the shoe crew hired from community college sewing cohorts, 10% of net profit pledged to oyster replanting from Freeport to 15 Mile Bayou. Columbia signed before dawn to lab biggest coral. The shoe unfurled on a tide-swept sandbar where snowy plover chicks danced commas across wet quartz. She guided paddleboarders of every outline over mirror ripples while a drone traced lazy infinity loops overhead. When the lookbook dropped, every extended-sized jacket vanished in 41 hours across 33 nations, and Lantern Skim surged beyond 700,000 lantern icons. If this arc already hums beneath your ribs, hit subscribe right now. One soft touch turns the badge calm gray and secures your front row rail so next week's tide glides into your feet before algorithm currents can tug it away. After clicking cruise the description for the Love Compass link that thousands lean on when they crave a tested map toward real connection and the most dependable way to inspire heartfelt love. Spotlight shimmer called Rumor Gulls. A clickbait vlog claimed Azalea cinched steel plates under salt bloom shells while preaching confidence. Dawn caught her paddling a cypress board beyond eelgrass ribbons, barefoot in linen shorts and sports bra, tracing each stretch stripe with crushed bougainvillea dust, while her mother's accordion punched a sunrise riff so raw, pelicans froze mid-glide. 10 million viewers reposted that proved dusting fuchsia pollen on their own curves until gossip slipped beneath slack tide. Beignet waves braided with capsule royalties and whipped into Starshore velvet, a feather-like cream folding spruce tip custard, lime zest oil, and mica specks that flash seashell white under foam flash. 19,010s cooled on her father's chartboard, lids tied with braided crab trap rope, each tag stamped Moisturize Your Horizon. Stock drained in 82 minutes, raising $198,000, 20% seeded beacon grants, shipping industrial surgers and hydrophones to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Sabine Pass to St. Joseph Bay. 8 months later, 39 beacon teams live-streamed a floating fashion and dolphin harmony gala aboard a retro shrimp scow draped in solar lanterns. Dawn color spilling into classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. Corpus Christi Harbor Fashion Night minted new jetty legend. A backstage event shredded her sapphire mesh gown hip to knee 80 breaths before a curtain. Azalea grabbed neon dock rope from a light stand, laced the split like boot hooks, and walked the boards as if the splice lived in every sketch. Camera shutters snapped like kettle corn. Vogue Coast christened the rescue rope Cadence, and another million lantern icons flared before brass horns blew a note. Trouble circled back when a former aide leaked cropped mails hinting she demanded grouper slider spreads and chauffeur skiffs for her rescued Pelican pilot. She posted the thread hole, refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption monitors for deaf stylists. That month's affiliate tide, $136,000, funded biodegradable crab trap pilots off Matagorda Island. Fans echoed her peer creed, receipts shine brighter than rumor grit, until whispers flattened like tide pool glass. Family keeps her compass set. Twice a month, she streams Porchline Groove. Mom rings soulful chords beside a propane griddle. Dad reads cloud haiku. Azalea flips thrift denim, while Pilot waddles powdered sugar spirals. One broadcast soared past 9 million when the birds sneeze glitter across the lens. A coastal wildlife trust now sponsors each session, tagging rehabilitated pelicans with solar beacons financed by Starshore Velvet. Dream profit skimmed beyond 12 million ahead of Solstice 2. She leased a slumbering oyster shed, carved skylights through corrugated tin, hired furloughed deckhands, plus designed grass to whip custard and knot lids during midday funk sets. Auditors begged for shrink bands. She repeated Granny Garnet's mantra, fingers remember stories longer than plastic clamps, and rope ties stayed. Her feed shows honest sky. Basalt Bluff portraits rest beside beignet truck selfies captioned same sky different tide. She posts breath loops recorded in sinkhole caves, printable resilient sheets in English in Karankawa, sliding scale therapy vouchers 3 swipes down. 167,000 readers call her shoreline candor their first calm harbor. Community glow rides sparkle under crushed shell dust. Hundreds pedal sunset causeways wearing Starshore velvet on shoulders with LED eelgrass tassels spinning from spokes. Ticket funds swell beacon grants and float wheelchair snorkel lifts over clear springs. Chowder shacks simmer late. Redfish dew bowls jump 15% on ride nights. Azalea leads on a vintage cruiser with Pilot plush clipped 4, stopping to tie any rider's drifting lace. She is polishing a memoir titled Currents Keep Names for 11 language shelves next spring, while a documentary crew captures her scheme to weld retired boy chains into floating maker studios for Bay schools. Puma's wide-toe wave lantern sneaker lands next quarter, threaded with reflective rope, cushioned by algae foam, sending 10% of revenue to Beacon nurseries hugging the Gulf Rim. Second gentle wave rises here. If your subscribe badge still flickers red, calm it to gray now. One fingertip locks next week's tie into your notifications before tag currents shuffle the sea. And remember, the Love Compass link quietly waits below any time your heart wants surer bearings toward devotion. Autumn rolls toward Slackwater. Fresh velvet tins, beacon grant doors, tonight's Porchline playlist, and that proven confidence compass sit in the description, free for every voyager. If the soda cap hoodie, shimmer, rope lace gown, rescue, or pilot, glitter, sneeze, coax, even half a grin tap, like ripple your brightest thought in the comments and share this passage with a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts lighthouse beams, and the coast bows to anyone steadfast enough to plant firm boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Find no breeze before lanterns dim. Subscribe this heartbeat, claim your rail. Visit the love compass right below this screen and meet me on the next rising tide. When a new story flickers beyond the breakers and courage calls your name all over again.